Good afternoon, folks. This is Hunter Jackson again with Giant Recreation World, Winter Garden, Florida, and today I get to showcase one of my favorite brands that we carry. We're going to be taking a look at the all-new redesign for both the exterior and the inside on the 2026 EAST to WEST Alta 2375KRK. KRK standing for King Bed and Rear Kitchen. EAST to WEST always loads their units up very, very well, and so we've got a lot to talk about today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this review. Let's go. Alrighty folks, before we get rolling on today's video, I wanted to quickly share the MSRP on this particular unit here in behind me. MSRP sitting right at about $62,000 or so, but just like normal, I'm going to include a link to the sale price down in the description below. But overall, this is an incredible value for what you're getting. This is a Brinkley and Grand Design competitor at a much lower price point. So very, very excited to show it to you, and let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go. Alrighty folks, and just like normal, let's get rocking and rolling on the front end on this 2026 EAST to WEST Alta. This is the 2375 floor plan, and right off the bat you can tell they have done an incredible job redesigning this front cap up here. Now this is going to be a molded fiberglass front cap just like before. We just got a new paint structure going on, and if you were curious, this is not actually an automotive window. This is just black paint up here in the front. Looks really, really sharp. I wish we had a sunny day here in Florida, but every now and again the gray skies do end up coming. But just talking about what I'm seeing up here, up in the front we are going to have a power front tongue jack. This is going to help get you level front to back / get you off of your weight and sway device. Up here we do have two 20-pound LP tanks, which is a nice feature. And then over to the side, this unit currently has one battery, but we're going to be putting an additional on because of the amount of solar, the slide, and the 12-volt fridge. One thing that I do want to make just a very, very quick note of is that this is an LED light strip up here in the front, but it appears that something must have happened and it's not wanting to light up very bright for me today. Moving you down the side of the coach, one of my favorite features on the EAST to WEST brand is going to be this drop frame construction similar to fifth wheels. Now here in 2026, I don't know what the exact measurement is, but they have actually widened this door a little bit, which is going to make it easier to get into your pass-through. But overall, very well finished pass-through storage compartment. They put this new material down on the floor that feels like a rubberized mat to keep everything from slipping and sliding around. Moving you off to the side, a couple more things that I like that EAST to WEST does. They have an awning switch on the exterior of the unit. They also have an additional on the inside, but makes it really easy if you're next to a tree to make sure that you're not getting ready to hitch your awning off of something. Last couple of things that I want to make note of. You do have power 110 ports here in the pass-through storage, and then this is just your light switch for this area. Backing you off a little bit and talking about the sidewall construction. So this is an EAST to WEST. We're going to have a double layer of Asdel, no wood in the sidewalls, with an aluminum framing and a vacuum bonded fiberglass on the exterior here. Moving you up, definitely not an entry-level unit. We've got solid steps going into both the bedroom door and the main door. And I hate giving it any knocks, but EAST to WEST probably could have figured out a way to do it. Shift this awning just a little bit more over and let your bedroom door clear all the way. Moving you down the side of the coach, we do have an area that is backed for a TV right here. Highly recommend having the dealership install that mount for you. This is going to be the exterior exhaust for your furnace. We've got our power 110 ports, our outside TV connection, and then directly below that, there will be no need to upgrade your tires down the road. EAST to WEST has gone ahead and given you Goodyear Endurance E-rated tires. This is typically what people end up putting on their travel trailers anyway. So it's nice to see the manufacturers kind of taking the time and the money to put them on for you. Moving you down the side, we've got our second set of solid steps that we talked about already. We've got our awning with our LED light strip that goes all the way across. We've got a speaker here in the middle, and again on the other side of the door, giving you a nice even sound coming across your camping scape. And then moving down the back side of the coach, we are going to have an LP Quick Connect located here on the corner for your smokeless fireplaces or grills or whatever else you're going to want to put back here. They've also included your outside spray port right here on the corner. So while it's not an outside kitchen necessarily, they do give you the ability for your fire and your water. Just need a fridge. And then just before I get around to the corner, we do have a bottle opener and a dog latch just below. Moving over to the back side of the coach, glad to see that East to West has not given up on the ability to get on your camper and inspect your roof seals. Super, super important. They have given you a spare tire here in the rear. While not Goodyear E-rated tires, it is a spare tire included from the factory. Down below, 4-inch Stinky Slinky holder / your bumper. And then moving you back up, we're gonna have our Furrion camera prep here in the rear. Super, super easy to put a camera on this unit, probably take you 15 minutes or so once you get it home. Final couple of things on this corner here. This is gonna be an on-demand hot water heater, so unlimited hot showers as long as you have water. But one of the biggest changes they've made here in 26 is they're actually offering this in a 30 amp variant, which is a little bit of a different mix-up for East to West. I didn't expect to see that. All of their Altas were 50 amp with the exception of their LE line all the way up till this point. But again, one of my favorite features for East to West is going to be these electric stabilizing jacks. East to West does 2 separate buttons for each separate motor, meaning you could have one jack here and one jack there. The other way of doing it is only to have one button, and if one of your jacks makes contact first, you're at risk of burning out your motors in there. Let me go ahead and back you off a little bit and talk about our slide box construction. This is going to be a fully laminated fiberglass slide box here on a rack and pinion style mechanism. This is the most reliable within the industry. I expect nothing less out of East to West. And as we move around the side, nice big beautiful window right behind where our couch is going to be located, and there's another window on the other side so you can see what's going on the camping side. Moving down the side of the coach here, we are going to have 2 exit points for our sewer. This is a rear kitchen, so the gray tanks are a little bit far from one another, so you're going to have to wide pipe these in with one another, but not a big deal. It is only one black tank, so you can leave your grays open all the time as long as you're hooked into the sewer system. East to West is nicely finished off where your handles are in order to get to those gray and black valves here, and included a nice little light here on the side, which I don't recommend doing your dumping at night, but if you're like me, you might run into that every now and again where you try to put it off a little bit too far. This is a place that I'll have to give them a knock though, and that's going to be where our black tank flush is located. It's here on the side of the coach, and I would have much preferred it been located on the other side of this pass-through storage compartment. But we'll give them a pass because, again, just like the awning controls, we're going to have our slide box controls over here on this side, making it so if you're in close to, again, a tree, hopefully you're not between 2, but you're going to be able to watch your slide come all the way out and make sure that you don't cause any damage to your camper. Moving you back into your water bay area, just very quickly, we've got a hot cold shower going on here, battery disconnect, solar charge controller, and I think you saw that solar in our first little drone shot segment. This is the switch for your front cap lights. We've got a cable satellite TV connection, and then up above is going to be our Power 110 ports. Another very small, but it's a nice thing to have, change made in 26, is that they're including these brass adapters going straight down, so no need to kind of cock your water hose sideways and eventually probably end up kinking it / maybe damaging the hose. This is nice, and not everybody ends up adding that. Let me go ahead and back it off. Give you a quick little look at our weight. So we're looking at about 6,300 pounds dry, 28 feet 6 inches tip to tail, so no problems getting into your state parks. And again, very, very beautiful redesign on the 26. So let's go ahead and get one more look on the 2026 East to West Alta 2350 KRK. Alrighty folks, I'm moving you inside, getting your first looks on the 2026 East to West redesign for the interior. Check this out. They have done an incredible job really sprucing up the interior. So I don't know if you guys remember, but on the 25s and below, those were going to be on like a gray and a white kind of finish. Now we've added some more browns in here. We've got some beiges up at the top. It just gives it a little bit more pop, some distinction going on between your lower cabinets and your upper cabinets. You gotta come check it out here in person. This camper looks really, really good. But starting off here in the rear, this is where our rear kitchen is located. A nice change that I've seen here in 2026 is gonna be the solid surface countertops. It was long overdue for East to West to do, but I'm liking what I'm seeing now. Moving you over to the left-hand side, we're gonna have 3 drawers located, and they do pull almost all the way out. They are stapled here on the edge, so that's something to be worth noted. But plenty of storage going on. All 3 of them are gonna be identical to one another. And then moving you up, it looks like this would probably be, I would use it for a small spice rack. I know it's not a ton of space for spices depending on how you cook, but up above, same story. We're gonna have a lot of storage going on up here. They have gone ahead and included our struts. We've got a nice lip here on the edge of the cabinet. These are all really great things. Moving you down below, I like that we've got a nice large window in behind the sink for when you're doing dishes. And then in below the sink, we've got plenty of space for both a trash can, recycling bin, extra cleaning supplies. I like that they've left it nice and open, and if you want to add your shelf in, you can later on. Closing it up and moving back into our sink area. Nothing too crazy going on other than a nice deep one basin steel sink. We've got our pretty little spray port going on right here. A little drink sprayer off to the side. No vegetable sprayer, but honestly, I don't know how often those get used anyway. And then over to the right-hand side of the sink, 4 more identical drawers, all in the same length that we looked at the first time. Moving you over, we do have a regular style microwave going on here, so only popping popcorn or microwaving the baked potatoes, but we're not actually baking them in here because they've gone ahead and given us a 3-burner Greystone stove and Greystone oven. This is pretty typical for what you'll see in a travel trailer. Not a massive oven, but it will get the biscuits baking there in the morning. And then continuing to pan around over to our right-hand side, we've got a 10 cubic foot, 12-volt Furrion refrigerator in here with plenty of space for all the freezer and fridge items that you're going to be bringing with you while you're camping. Next to the right of the fridge is going to be where our pantry is located. And what the heck, we really should have added a couple of shelves in here. That's something that you guys are probably going to do once you get it home, but kind of strange that they didn't include that. Same with the bottom side here. And then directly below the fridge here, if you've got a furry friend at home, shout out Piper. They do include a dog bowl that you can nicely tuck away when it's time to go ahead and start heading back home. Moving you up and over, we do have a furniture redesign too here in 2026. They've actually put some nice wide couches in here. Both of these are going to kick out. They are on your manual pulls right here. And then here in the center, we've got some good storage for some remotes, a couple of cup holders, and overall the couch is very comfortable. It's made of leather. It feels very, very nice, or pleather. I should go ahead and put that little asterisk in there. This is a pleather couch. Directly across from where your couch is going to be your booth style dinette. Now this can also function as some additional sleeping. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. Alright, before I get too crazy showing you the booth dinette that we have seen probably in the past, I want to showcase where our TV is located, which this is really cool. We've got a button over here to your right hand side, or maybe left. We'll see how it comes out in post, but hit this button going straight up and check this out. Pretty slick, right? So this TV makes a lot of sense being in this area. The 2350 KRK, which is their old model, actually was flip-flopped, and you didn't even have a dinette here. But here during the daytime, you'd have your TV down and looking at your beautiful campsite arrangement out there. And then at night, when you want to watch TV, now you can bring it up, drop your blackout shades in here behind it, and you've got a good little movie watching area. But that being said, let me go ahead and show you how this part comes apart. It's going to be a little bit of a wiggle here. Let's get that out of the way. Get this detached from the wall. Now we're free on our table. I'm going to move our post directly down there. Slide our table posts, our table into these little table holding pieces on the side. Rearrange our cushions here. In the span of probably, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds or so, we do have the ability to bring a couple of grandkids along. Now this is not a very wide bed here, but they do a pretty good job of giving you the length, even for an adult. I'm sitting at about 6'2" or so. Definitely could make this work for a night or two. And don't forget, right in front of my legs is plenty of space for another air mattress. So this sleeps 2 very comfortably, but you could probably sleep up to 4 semi-comfortably. Not too bad. All right, and once you get your dinette assembly back up into place, this is a perfect place to have some breakfast here in the morning. You're looking out across your campsite. Now below your booth-style dinette, ton of storage going on. And one thing that I like that East to West does, they do drawers underneath. Now this is a common modification that people will do once they get the camper home, but you've got all the storage in the world, very easily accessible, and both the right hand side and the left hand side are identical. Moving up, I do want to show you a couple more things. On this side of the dinette, we've got our Power 110 USB A, USB C, and on the other side of the dinette here, we've got this cute little, ooh, fancy 110 port on the left hand side, USB A, USB C on the right hand side. Bringing you back around and getting back into some additional storage for this camper. This could probably be another place for pantry storage here. As you can see, we've got shelves this time, which is a nice feature, and I like that they didn't actually close it off, even though it's going to be more difficult to get to there in the back. This is plenty of pantry storage going on in here. Pop that one closed. Start working our way towards the restroom area here. Right before we get in there, can't forget that East to West does 15K AC standard on all models. Checking it out directly above, this is going to be a fully ducted system with our vacuum bonded ceiling here at the top, just like that sidewall construction. We do have our controls for the ACs here, as well as our outside speakers. But moving us into the restroom area, this is going to be a split bath, which on a floor plan like this, I don't mind one bit. They have given us a door into the bedroom, so when this slide comes in, you can still access the restroom area. But overall, East to West always kills it with their bathrooms. This is very, very spacious. As to be expected, we do have our porcelain toilet. Nice large shower. This looks like a 30 by 36 to me. We'll put the measurements on the screen, but what you really need to know is that when you're in the shower, it is very, very comfortable. I'm standing all the way tall, feeling nice. We do have an upgraded nozzle, plenty of headspace above, and actually, I mean, plenty of elbow space too, so swinging you back around the other way. One of the, or two features that really stood out to me are going to be the size of the sink here in the bathroom. A lot of times you'll see pretty small sinks that they feel like camper sinks. This is just as big as the one that I have at home. It's going to be very comfortable brushing your teeth in the morning. We do have a medicine cabinet located directly above. Very nice. They've included our on-demand hot water heater controls in the restroom area. Nice little light switch, GFCI outlet right there. Below the sink, again, incredible amount of storage. A lot of times underneath these sinks, they'll be fairly tight. Not on this particular unit. But then the last really cool feature, check this out. They've included a laundry hamper here in the bathroom. This is very, very overlooked a lot of times on campers. It's just a nice little touch. You may end up using it, you may switch it in for something else, but it's pretty cool east to west. I'm down with it. Moving you into the bedroom area here, like with all their other Alta models. So this is going to be a king size bed is standard on most models. Moving you over to the side, we've got some hanging storage up above here. 2 drawers that pull all the way out over to the side. They're probably 4 inches deep by maybe a foot and a couple inches or so in depth. And on the back side of this bed is going to be where some more of our power is located. So you've got our 110 USB A, USB C. This is going to be CPAP friendly. An additional shelf up above here. And everything is identical on the other side of the bed. So hanging storage, 2 drawers, and then power ran in that bottom compartment there. Last couple of features that I want to show you up in the bedroom area is going to be the storage above the bed. Campers have been getting really good recently as far as the amount of depth they're giving you on the storage here. And one thing that I noticed on just east to west products in general is that when you're laying down in bed, it doesn't feel like you're about to hit your head off of this cabinet compartment right above. They've given you a ton of space right here to make it feel nice and open. Let me go ahead and pop this mattress up because we do have some storage going on underneath here. Now on the right hand side, this is going to be our shoe storage. All of it's angled to keep your shoes in place. On the left hand side, we've got a nice cushion right here, which is going to make it comfy for putting on your shoes in this area. And they've given you 2 additional drawers for your socks or your drawers or other things that you put down there. Overall, storage on this camper is incredibly impressive. Swinging you over one more time, just want to point out the size of the doors going into the bathroom and the living room portion. The whole camper being 28 feet, very, very friendly to your state and national parks, feels much bigger than 28 feet. But let's go ahead and get you one more look on the 2026 East to West Alta 2375 KRK. Alrighty guys, just like normal, thank you so much to everybody who made it to this point in the video. It truly means the world to me. This was an incredibly awesome unit. It's one of the travel trailers that I'm now considering for maybe my next rig. East to West puts together an incredible product, and this is an awesome little couples traveling coach. So that being said, I would really appreciate it if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. The channel is continuing to grow, and I'm just so honored to be able to showcase units like this every single Friday for y'all. So thank you so much. This is Hunter with Giant Recreation, and I've got another one coming for you next Friday. Later.